On June 2nd, Jesse Prince and I were met at the Leipzig airport by Bob Minton and Stacey Brooks.
Ursula Caberta.
Uber mother.
The Uber mother.
The Uber mother.
Ursula.
Sena.
This is Ursula. This is our hostess in Leipzig, Solveig.
And the world-renowned criminal, Jesse Prince.
Who was detained by the police in the airport, undoubtedly based on an anonymous tip from our friends.
Matthias.
It's not the first time it's happened to him, but he's safe and sound with us if we can only find the luggage.
Although security was tight at the airport, Scientology managed to get in some operatives.
We had a photographer filming us, waiting for Jesse and you.
He said, "Why are you guys waiting there?" I said, "Well, there are two more of us coming." And he said, yeah. And he said, "I was just told to film two people. Stacey Brooks and Bob Minton, you know."
Ursula's totally insulted.
And I explained to him who he was working for and that these people were like the former Stasi here in East Germany.
And what did he say?
He said, "Well, you know, they just hired me to do these photographs."
Hey, it's a living. You know, it's a living. What can you say?
He said, "You know, this group is also under watch by the Office for the Protection of the Constitution." I said, "Yes, I know." And he said, "Perhaps I can interest them in this film. I can sell it twice." And then he asked me, Mark, he said, "Do you mind telling me which hotel you guys are staying in? That way I don't have to follow you." And I said, "Of course, it's the Park Hotel. Why don't you take the afternoon off?" We shook hands and departed. I departed, and he continued filming. So.
Bob and Stacey had checked into the Park Hotel, but they checked out when they found they couldn't hook onto the internet.
What's a hotel if it's got no modem line?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you know.
What is a hotel with no modem line?
This is the year 2000.
It's incredible. Now there's
Do you hear that noise, Mark?
Pretty
Do you
noise.
hear that noise? Okay, it's verified username and password. There is a chance, okay? Forget the ARS now. We're just going right for the email. There is something wrong with your phone line. You cannot connect.
You're kidding. It's not saying that.
I'm kidding. She doesn't have any sense of fun. Jesus.
We were delighted to discover that Leipzig was holding a carnival in the streets right outside our hotel.
Leipzig has been good to the LMT. Look at this show they've put on for us. It's
We're
totally
opening
cool.
an office in Leipzig. LMT Leipzig.
LMT Leipzig. Where else in the world are you going to see hair like that?
Pink.
I'm standing down here in beautiful Leipzig. I have all of these wonderful art things going on here. Beautiful American music, beautiful women everywhere. You know, I'm chilling, I'm having a good time.
Jesse, tell them what happened at the airport.
Oh, God.
Where?
At the airport.
They went through my computer case. They found things in there that I didn't even know existed. Old plane tickets that I need to turn in for mileage and stuff. They were actually quite helpful. I just wish I had my luggage.
But you know, the reason they did it was we know for sure. The Scientologists went out there, the airport, they took all of Jesse's mug shots. They say this man is going to be coming through the airport. He's going to have drugs. You got to search him. He's coming from Amsterdam, you know.
Oh, they came and got me and Mark. Separated us from the crowd. You two come.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
That's the same thing they did to Jesse and me in Seattle that time at the airport. The DEA came and searched us for drugs. It's these Scientologists telling them we got drugs on us.
One final thing. If you turn around and you zoom up to the Sea Org symbol on the top of this building, this is Sea Org headquarters in Leipzig, and we are here to invade that building right this minute. Off we go, guys. Let's go get them.
Well, actually, we went out to dinner with Ursula Caberta, and it's a good thing she was there because we had absolutely no idea what we were ordering.
What are you going to have?
She ordered for me.
Ich hätte am liebsten auch das.
Okay. Und Sie nehmen auch Salat dazu?
Gerne, ja.
It's done too, right? I don't like raw. You know, cooked.
Whatever he's getting, he wants it cooked.
Salad cooked.
No.
I'm going to give Jesse some sushi. He likes sushi, you know. You need raw sushi.
We'll go back to the hotel and get some sushi.
Look, when I'm done with you guys, I'm going straight to my damn room.
If we're going to open up the Lisa McPherson Trust in Europe, we're going to need to learn a few more languages.
Yeah. We're going to have to expand our taste buds, Mark, beyond beef.
After dinner, Ursula took us on a tour of downtown Leipzig.
Look at the church.
That is the Church of the Revolution against the Stasi state of the DDR.
Yeah.
Here
What's the
begins
DDR?
East Germany, former East Germany. And here began the revolution to get them out. We are very, very on a historical place of not only for Germany, for Europe.
Emancipation
For freedom. For freedom, yes.
You know what Vaughn said? If the Berlin Wall could come down, Scientology can be stopped.
A lot about you. Yes, Ursula talks to us.
Hi, I'm Stacey Brooks.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
I'm Susan
Hi,
Haller.
I'm Jesse Brooks. Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Stacey.
Hello.
Eberhard.
Hello, Susan.
Pleased to meet you.
Pleased to meet you.
I just read the name, but it's the first time.
I'm from Munich.
Munich, from Florida.
What's this? What's this? Yeah.
I got it in Clearwater on the top.
What a great article. How are you? Good. That's great.
Thank you. Good to see you again. Nice to see you again. Good. Glad you are doing well.
This is Liza.
Hello, Liza.
Jesse Brooks.
Nice to meet you.
Wait for the results. Yes.
I'm Natasha. Nice to meet you.
Natasha? Yes, are you also?
EBI, yeah.
Oh, great. Nice to meet you. Okay.
Hey, Bob.
Hey, Jerry. How are you, man? Good. I saw you when I came in with your Xenu Air
How
hat.
you did, huh?
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
Evening paper?
I tell you, I bet Thomas never thought he'd have so much trouble when he decided that he was going to do this.
You know, I had a sense of it. He had no idea that he was going to get the Bob Minton resume. The whole.
Yes.
Hello, my name's Joe Caesar.
Oh, Joe, it's so nice to meet you. Very nice to see you.
Same here.
Yeah, thank you very much. Nice to
Thank
meet
you.
you in the flesh.
Joe and I picketed together in D.C.
Yeah, I remember you told me that. Yeah.
Hey, Stacey.
How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for your help.
You're quite welcome.
You are just-
Everybody, hold up. I want to tell everybody, I have a supporter in this room. My biggest supporter is Bob Minton.
Yeah. All righty. That's it. The most interesting thing happened on our way into central London last Thursday. When we arrived, we were going along the M4 motorway in a taxi cab, one of the typical black English taxi cabs, and moving along about 50 miles an hour, and all of a sudden a motorcycle messenger pulls up beside the beside the taxi cab, and he asked the taxi driver, "Are you taking your passengers to central London?" And the taxi driver said, "Yeah." And he said, "What hotel?" And I said, No, don't tell him what hotel." And then the motorcycle guy hands a note over, going 50 miles an hour, this is all happening. He hands a note over to the driver, who takes it. It's the last page on a small little cardboard notebook. And the note has the phone number of a car who's following behind us, and the motorcycle guy says, Please have your passengers call this car that's behind them. And so what happened is, we didn't even look around. We just thought this is really weird way that they're trying to follow us. But the taxi driver, just out of curiosity, called the number, which was sort of a mistake for the taxi driver, because in England, once you call them, it locks in the number in their phone, in the receiving phone. So when they answered, they said, "You've got the wrong number." And then 30 seconds later, they called the taxi driver back. And they start asking him, where are you dropping your passengers off, And he says, no, let me hand you the phone to them. And so he hands the phone, and whoever it is hangs up. I said to the taxi driver, I said, look, I told him the whole story, these are Scientology people, they follow us, blah, blah, blah. I tell him about Scientology a little bit, the whole 9 yards. So I give him a really good tip, and I say, tell him you dropped us off at Victoria Station, because otherwise they're going to bother you all night to find out where you dropped us off.
Good. That's the way that taxi driver learned about Scientology, huh?
You have to sort of preach to the people one at a time, if necessary, to tell them about this organization, but that's one taxi driver who saw a little bit about it.
Bob and Stacey and Joe Caesar talked to the Reverend Thomas Gandau about the upcoming Alternative Charlemagne Award ceremony. And we got a chance to meet the artist who created the award and his wife, who acted as his interpreter.
My husband said that he would be very proud to build such an award for such a man like Bob Minton. It's a painting from the Nikolai Church from Postel. It stands for the freedom of the German people.
It was time for the big event as Bob Minton received the first Alternative Charlemagne Award. Security was tight as Ursula Caberta escorted us over to the site of the ceremony.
How many people? This is the building where we do it. The old Commerce Chamber House flooded.
Dear Bob Minton, your involvement in the U.S. is exemplary. Your activity, not least of all the founding of the Lisa McPherson Trust, has given us hope again in Europe. Hope that it may one day be made clear in the USA how dangerous Scientology is. Hope that the political representatives of your country understand that totalitarian systems insidiously spread their ideology over the heads of their manipulated members. Probably, no, I am sure of it, it is more difficult in the States to point out the dangers than it is in Europe. We have been there before, especially in Germany. Based on our past, we know one thing. Never again do we intend to live in a system in which the dignity of a person is not respected, in which freedom of religion and freedom of belief are restricted. This is what would happen to the extent that Scientology reaches its political goal of a clear planet, that is, a planet purged of people who think differently. In the U.S., you are helping to keep that from happening. For this, we would like to thank you, to wish you strength and courage, to tell you that this award is an expression of our respect, and also that you and all those who defend human rights and freedom of opinion in the U.S. from Scientology can always count on us here in Europe.
Am 3. Juni 2000 wurde in Leipzig der
On the 3rd day of June in the year 2000 in Leipzig, Germany, the European American Citizens Committee for Human Rights and Religious Freedom in the USA presented its Human Rights Award, the Alternative Charlemagne Award 2000, to U.S. citizen Robert S. Minton in appreciation of his involvement led by his courage and sense of civil duty on behalf of the victims of Scientology, in appreciation of his efforts towards human rights and freedom of expression in the USA, in appreciation and as an expression of our support for the American people in putting human rights violations by the totalitarian Scientology organization to an end.
this alternative Charlemagne Award. It is a great honor, and I am so happy to receive this. Today in Leipzig, we are in the shadows of the famous St. Nikolai Church, where the cry for freedom in East Germany began with a handful of people that grew to hundreds, then hundreds of thousands, shouting for freedom in the streets surrounding this very building in which we are now gathered. Leipzig is now free. Scientology offers a replacement for the former communist regimes that promises real freedom, while in actuality creating an apparatus of coercion that dominates and terrorizes humans from within. The religious face of Scientology is nothing more than an illusion masking its political agenda and ambitions. Scientology uses very well this religious face as a cover to protect it from scrutiny. It has co-opted the U.S. State Department under the guise of religious freedom to condemn Germany and France for religious persecution against Scientology. Germany and France have every bit as much respect for religious freedom as the United States does. We all, including Germany and France, have a right as well as a duty to oppose what the organization of Scientology seeks, because what Scientology seeks is the destruction of the wall that separates church and state. What they seek is government desecration of our basic liberties through policies and laws to advance Scientology's political and social agendas. In 1975, Scientology established a major headquarters in Clearwater, Florida, and launched a program called Project Normandy to turn Clearwater into the first Scientology-controlled city. In deciding where to establish the first office of the Lisa McPherson Trust, it seemed fitting that we should be in Clearwater. We have also seen that it is vitally important to counter the efforts of Scientology in Washington, D.C. And because of this, we plan to open another office of the Lisa McPherson Trust in Washington within the next year. The purpose of our DC office will be to educate our government about Scientology and get our government working with the governments of Germany, France, and other countries who recognize the danger of Scientology. I was born in the United States, a free country, and I was fortunate that during my business career I was able to acquire sizable financial resources. I did this, contrary to Scientology's story, by honest, hard work, including the work that I did for the government of Nigeria. Scientology has tried to turn everything that I have ever done in my life into something dirty, something to be ashamed of. Helping people is something that Scientology doesn't seem to understand. The efforts that I've personally made to assist Scientologists, former Scientologists, recover from the experiences in this organization have been done out of kindness and compassion. I will not let Scientology's lies silence me, just as each one of you in this audience here today will not be silenced by the terror tactics of the Scientology organization. Freedom is hard work. We have all worked too hard for our freedoms, and we will never let Scientology take it away. This was given to me last night by a friend, and I would like to read a special passage which my friend has pointed me to in the Bible. It's Psalms 71, verse 13. It says, "May my accusers perish in shame. May those who want to harm me be covered with scorn and disgrace." But God is compassionate. And the people at the top of Scientology who perpetrate this evil are people that all of us would welcome when they leave this organization. And I would be happy to help them too. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for this great honor that you have bestowed on me today.
Ich danke Ihnen sehr herzlich vom Grund meines Herzens aus für die große Ehre, die Sie mir heute gemacht haben. Es ist...
No. It is truly an award for all of us, and I shall keep it in trust for everyone who stands up for human rights and religious freedom throughout the world. Thank you very much.
Sorry, but in the news, it was 2 minutes about Clinton and 4 minutes about the alternative Charlemagne award.
Yes, that sounds better. Yes, that sounds better. Thank you very much.
It's a very small world, Mark. She knew Astra Woodcraft at St. Hill.
Our mother is still on
She's helping us with this children's prison camp in New Mexico.
Yeah.
How did you know her?
She was at St. Hill.
Yeah, she was at St. Hill.
Yeah, she was at St. Hill.
Yeah. When I was,
she told me she's in no school. Forget it.
She was on the EPF.
She was on the EPF.
No. She was with me on the EPF. On the EPF. No, I was on the EPF, and she finished already the EPF at the time.
Yeah.
So she was. I just knew from the name of her.
Yeah.
But I didn't really know her.
But it'd be good for especially now that you're out, it would be good to connect with her, at least by email or something. It'd be fun.
Definitely.
I'll give you her email.
Everybody's going to connect.
What's happening down there in Clearwater now is we're getting, people who have gotten out of Scientology who are contacting us. We're getting husbands and wives who are engaged in custody fights over the children. One of the parents wants to stay a Scientologist. They want to keep the kid. They want to keep the kid away from the other parent, and really bad battles are going on about it. You can't imagine the kind of panic that this small little group down in Clearwater that's becoming more and more organized and effective.
But we've been really surprised.
Because there's so much panic inside of Scientology. So much.
We don't go out and procure people. We don't go out and, say, come in. They think we're out there snatching people off the street, handcuffing them, throwing them.
We've got people who contact us. Some people wanted to try to get over $500,000 back from Scientology. One woman wanted to get $700,000 back. Other people, other amounts of money. And when Scientology finds out that these people are talking to us, they send a team of OSA people out to the houses of these people to sit down and say, look, let us find a way to work this problem out. You shouldn't be dealing with, we should be your terminals for solving this problem. Forget the Lisa McPherson Trust. Forget Stacey Brooks, Jesse Prince, Bob Minton, Mark Bunker. They just do everything to try to keep these people from having any contact, of course.
During dinner, we found out that German critic Eberhard had a run-in with a Scientologist outside the award ceremony.
Teilnehmer gewesen bei der Veranstaltung Alternativer Karlspreis, die an Bob Minton.
He was involved in the alternative Charlemagne award. We came out of the building. He saw a guy filming with a video camera all the time directly to the house for minutes and minutes, half an hour maybe. So he went over to this guy and asked him what he was filming from that point and for that time. And the guy said, yeah, he was filming the house.
All the tourists?
And the tourists. And he asked him if it wasn't a little bit funny to film all the time, all the same situation. And he said, yeah, it's not funny, I'm a tourist and I do some things like that.
Jetzt fängt es an zu regnen.
He asked the guy if it wasn't right that he was a member of this organization, meant Scientology, and the guy said, no, well, just filming. And then they were standing side by side. The guy was filming the house and suddenly turned around to him and was centimeters from his face away and directly to his face, and he took up a map he had in his hand, took up a map for his face to be safe from filming, and yeah, in this movement he touched the camera and the camera touched the eye of this guy, and well, and then nothing happens really. He just filmed, went on filming.
Ja. Hat gar nichts weiter gemacht, sondern hat weiter gefilmt, dann hat wieder auf die Menschen.
Yeah, he went on filming and then stopped and left the place and was gone. And I met him later.
Bei der Veranstaltung hinterher dann die Polizei von Leipzig.
Next situation was that the police entered the room. We were having dinner and wanted to take his personal informations, and yeah, that was it.
So they're going to write a report on this?
Yeah, they will. And Sabine Weber, the press, the speaker of Scientology Germany, told me, yes, there was a crime.
I knew you were a criminal. I knew you were a criminal. What's your crime? What's your crimes, Eberhard?
We too.
Yeah, we two are criminals. Yes, two criminals on the run.
The following day, we found two OSA agents in Bob and Stacey's hotel lobby. I followed one of them on foot.
Nice game, huh?
Think of the game?
I don't know. How do you take it?
Was ist Deutsch for Zeno TV? Are you proud of working for Scientology?
Are you proud of doing what you are doing?
Yes, I am.
Me too.
What are you doing?
I'm walking.
For who?
Walking.
Oh, walking. Well, who are you walking for?
For myself. And you? Who is paying you?
The Lisa McPherson Trust.
This is Bob, huh?
Are you upset with Bob?
Huh?
Are you upset with Bob?
I am not upset, I am just disappointed.
Disappointed? Why?
That a bunch of people like you try to destroy our religion.
Tell me, what religion charges for salvation? What religion traps people in rooms and refuses to let them go? We don't care about the religious aspects of Scientology. People can believe what they'd like. However, we do object to the illegal, immoral, and unethical activities of the management of Scientology.
I have never seen such hypocrisy than what you are doing, Boris.
How about hiring people to follow critics around and report on their activities? Do you see that from the Mormons? Do you see that from the Catholics?
You can probably see him from here, Mom.
Back in the hotel lobby, Stacey had tracked down the second OSA agent.
Is that him there?
That guy. There he is. The guy with the black t-shirt. We had a nice conversation.
What did he say?
I said, oh, hi. Are you OSA or are you just one of their paid guys? He said, well, what do you think? And I said, well, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. And he said, it's just a game, you know. And I said, well, if you think it's a game, then you're not OSA. Because they take this very seriously. And then he ran away.
I saw the two of them across the street, so I followed. Now, you may have noticed they just walked very casually around the corner. But as I come around the bend, you'll see that they're running furiously down the street as though they were Starsky and Hutch. That is, of course, until they notice my camera, at which point it's slow down, relax, don't panic, act naturally. They were very proud that we didn't get a close-up shot of their faces. That is, of course, until we got in our car and drove around the block and we saw them standing on the corner.
There they are, Mark, right there.
Where?
Right. Close up on them, close up. Yell at them, Mark.
Hey!
Hey,
fellas!
Hey!
Mark's starting to have some fun now.
Yeah.
Well, it was time to escort Ursula over to the train station.
We're not quite as good as the security team we had yesterday. You know?
No, not quite, but we're more committed. Yes.
Yeah. We would throw ourselves in front of the bullet for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. And if you believe that, we've got a bridge you can buy.
No. I'd throw myself in front of a bullet for Ursula. But I'm not very quick, I gotta tell you, Ursula.
At 3:45.
Yeah, what time?
60 minutes delay. If it's 60 minutes, but you don't have to wait.
We can go to the DB lounge.
What's that?
What's the DB lounge?
That's a very key term in Scientology.
What is that?
The degraded being lounge.
That's where we ought to go.
That's right.
Yeah.
We need to go. The DB Lounge. That's where Jesse and I are going.
That's where SPs hang out.
And Bob Minton. That's the lounge for SPs right over there. The DB Lounge.
That's right.
This is to David Miscavige in the DB Lounge in Leipzig, Germany at the train
Cheers,
station.
Pope David the First.
Cheers, Miss Cabbage.
Cheers.
How do you think the weekend went?
Oh, the weekend was great. So lovely people here from the US, from France, from Switzerland. And I'm so happy and I'm so sorry to go now.